Val Kilmer was a rising star in the middle of the 90s. People knew him for leading roles in high-budget motion pictures, which earned him tens of millions of dollars. His future looked very bright. What some people don't know about Kilmer is that he has a very ill temper, making him infamous among acting peers and directors. This would eventually lead to the end of his career. After filming The Ghost and the Darkness, the actor got a proposition from Warner Studios to return to the role of Bruce Wayne in Batman and Robin. But after remembering his bad relations with Joel Schumacher, the director he constantly argued with while at the shooting sessions of Batman Forever, Val declined. Instead of Batman and Robin, Kilmer had decided to go for Paramount Studios' The Saint, a big-budget spy thriller. He made this choice because it was not Paramount's main studio project, even though it had an impressive budget of $70 million. This meant he got freedom in the movie, and his bad temper was overlooked. The Saint was a big problem movie, even before Kilmer joined in. For various reasons, the role was declined by Mel Gibson, Hugh Grant, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Ralph Fiennes. Gibson did not want long shooting sessions too far from home. Grant did not like his main character, Schwarzenegger did not have the time, and Fiennes didn't like the script. Kilmer did not like the script either, and it had been rewritten several times before it could satisfy everyone in the movie. According to rumors published by Entertainment Weekly, Kilmer has often disrupted the sessions with his behavior, refusing to reproduce the dialogues correctly, and had been locking himself in his trailer for long periods, and even put his cigarettes off on the crew members. Elizabeth Shue, however, who has played the love of Kilmer's character, denies the accusations, insisting that she hasn't seen anything like that going on at all, and that Kilmer has always acted professionally. It is worth noting that the interview, where Elizabeth Shue is protecting Val Kilmer, has been a part of the movie promo campaign, so everything may have been somewhat different in reality. Expensive material has been thrown into the basket because of disagreement over the ending of the movie. Philip Noyce, the movie director, in his later interviews has said he was very sorry he could not defend the original ending, giving way to Kilmer. The original ending was supposed to be a wild surge in everything. Fights on a luster overseas of residual fuel into which the evil antagonist splashingly falls, murder of Elizabeth Shue's character by an umbrella, Russian soldiers running in panic and fires, and evil men lying in the mud of residual fuel. All of this would have made Austin Powers explode with jealousy. Roger Moore, who once played Bond, and Simon Templar in the TV show Behind the Saint, has written in his autobiography that he met Kilmer right after the picture has been shot, and the latter was inquiring whether he knew what sort of crap they had filmed. After appearing on screen on April 3, 1997, The Saint has failed in American theaters. The world cash collections have reached $118 million, while the budget was $70 million. Kilmer has received a nomination for a Golden Raspberry as the worst actor. The funniest thing about it is that if Kilmer were lucky, his refusal to take part in Batman and Robin would have been a very good foresight, as it is considered the worst comic-based blockbuster in history. However, going with The Saint instead just made him worse off. Before The Saint came out, Kilmer was playing in 3 movies each year. Some of those movies were motion pictures like Heat, The Ghost and the Darkness, Forever, and Tombstone. After the premiere show of the spy thriller, though, the actor disappears from the big screen for 2 years. He would return with At First Sight, a melodrama, and a fiction movie, Red Planet. It was Red Planet which was the demise of Kilmer's star status. Hollywood often releases films with similar stories. It is considered that, in case of the success of one of such movies, it may draw more attention to the next movie being released. Some time ago, it happened to Deep Impact and Armageddon. However, in Red Planet, such a duo did not work, and, as it is seen now, it has destroyed all potential money gains from Red Planet. An expensive project about Mars has been planned by Warner for many years. At some point, it was presumed that the main role in the movie would be Kevin Costner's. However, as pre-production went on and the script was being rewritten, Costner's career was failing. In the end, it was decided that he would not participate. For some time, the studio was still considering the option to hire a big star for the main role. However, when the expenses of the preliminary stage of the movie extended beyond $5 million, it has become known that Disney was making a similar project about the Mars landing. After brainstorming, a decision was made to start on the movie immediately and rush the release of Red Planet earlier than Mission to Mars. This immediately raised several problems at once. All the star actors were busy or were declining the offer. The director's seat had the same problem. Having ignored all the signs from the skies, the studio had decided to take a risk and sign Val Kilmer up in the hope that the early achievements of the actor will be instrumental in driving viewers to the theaters. The situation with the stage director was even worse. It was assumed that the movie would have many special effects, and this required that the director knew the technology. However, any big-name directors were too cautious about the project and refused immediately. Everyone in Hollywood thought that Disney's mission to Mars was a more viable project, and it would simply sink Red Planet down. The studio, having a hard time finding the director, had given preference to Anthony Hoffman, a director of advertising and music clips. This trick has worked before with Michael Bay and David Fincher, after all. Initially, it was assumed that the movie would be called Mars. However, when they started filming, Mission to Mars was already everywhere on the news, and to avoid confusion, the studio changed the name to Red Planet. Filming sessions have become a true catastrophe. All of the blame could have been on the directors for simply not cutting it, but the biggest part of the problem came from Val Kilmer, as he had previously given hell even to very decorated directors such as Joel Schumacher. From the very first day, Kilmer and Tom Sizemore had a misunderstanding, which later turned into a real confrontation with fights right at the filming scene. According to rumors, Sizemore has ordered some sort of fitness equipment and demanded time for exercises during the shooting sessions. Kilmer did not like such behavior, and even though the two actors did not have any problem with each other during the heat shootings, Kilmer rejected the option to tolerate Sizemore's behavior. After a few fights at the shooting scene, it was decided to film the two actors separately. Alternate actors were placed in joint scenes, in a way allowing them not to show their faces. When it became impossible for them not to cross, and the producers started to threaten with high fines, the actors finally appeared together. Yet they refused to name one another by their real or scenic names alike. Instead, Kilmer shouted, "Hey you!" to Sizemore. Sizemore kept replying with the same, often turning to direct insults, causing multiple doubles for each scene. Because saying fuck in a PG movie was acceptable only once, the actors had another fight. In the end, they have decided to play rock, paper, scissors over who says the word. Continuous production delays have led to the increase of the budget to $80 million. Moreover, it has turned out that they could not release the movie before Mission to Mars. The studio had to quickly remap the premiere from the summer to the fall season. In addition to all the failings, the test shows made by the studio went horribly. They decided not to work on the film additionally and shorten it by 40 minutes. However, already knowing of the failure of Mission to Mars, the studio had decided to save Red Planet anyway by giving the movie a full-scale advertising campaign. This did not help. Released in November 2000, the movie was able to gather only $33 million. The critics destroyed it, the viewers accepted the movie coldly. Anthony Hoffman has turned back to filming ads and clips right after the premiere. He never filmed anything big again. Val Kilmer, after the failure of Red Planet, has played in direct-to-video movies like Alexander, to which he was invited due to his friendship with other directors. Later, Kilmer had gotten rid of his behavioral issues. However, he was unable to reanimate his initial career anymore, and has hidden in the shadows completely, only getting appearances and secondary roles in movies like Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe, and stay tuned.